And in this video today, I want to talk about the scandal about Tko as discussion possibility of retirement from its time on was. And the question for you and information he also reports that he will play with Charles Cano, top profile which to currently and out its enforcement. Information are now why the passport is uprising. Sport Nippon reports that Tko Kimoto is a strong situation of play with his unruly due to topple over investment in visual quality. And according to Sport Nippon, Kimoto calls out of channel in the time of Thailand in once he has a quality relationship staff, saying, I have sourced an investment as it planned that he would in working in visual quality and trying. Those who know the situation are interviewed by Sport Nippon. Osmo about money collected by so far have lasted more than 500 million trans. But suddenly I personally contact the person who disputed the money. This seemed to be no money left in Kimoto hand. After that, he seemed to have been able to contact the person who has disputed the money, and why he intends to make an angry and negotiate in the hotel. It's unclear whether the money will be returned. At this point, the investor has not reported any damage. However, because the almost alarmed for there is a possibility that it will become a police officer in the hotel, said the person concerned. And due to this approach, Kimoto appears in the body show as Yakuza. We at 11:12 or 12 a.m. 11 p.m. This key information like key morals has been decided, and it has also been decided to wash out from the right of all dams habitual national and be as right on Friday. And in response to this Thomas, Kimoto said that he would leave Gano, which he has belonged to for more than 30 years, as an exploitative family with Kimoto said, I have to kiss the officer as a case policy. In addition, according to Sport Hockey, Kimoto draw with up is in addition to visual quality and with a man investor who seem to be in his 20 seconds and 30 seconds while the collective portion. It seems that they missed and noticed the price drastic. After that, Kimoto of course followed into China and appointed a company manager to talk about invitation, and the invitation amount were about 100,000 to 200,000 rand, including 3 to 5 million rand. Since there were some people, it is out that there is information that the amount of money collected so far is more than 600 million rand. However, among investors who were operating jointly with Kimoto worldwide, as it seems that some amount of evaluation were realized due to this, and some is the time of that they was in the spicy of ethical obsession is example. In addition, although there are no information that the investors had passed around us the post with the police at this time, the also last in my chief law into the criminal case of crime Thomas in the hotel. And information Kimoto in Paris is host in Osaka and interviewed his younger brother, and when he heard about Kimoto in example trouble, he realized that he knew that trouble in the past. As harmlessly surprised, I'm worried, but I have to believe in my brother. I don't know anything about it. I cannot get in touch with you. I haven't heard about this story. I will confess it. In addition to this, Nika Sports says, I heard that borrow this money from my father in time as a person concerned. The information about Kimo's investment trouble is complicated, as it is not clear which information is true, as it is unknown whether Kimo is also the decided side. Another source key circumstances. The two of Ogi Hawaii talking about Kimo on the radio. I'm not the tip to trust. This is definitely the case. This is I'm not the tip to decide with people might be a lot of money. Although the trust is unknown, I speculate that Kimo might have been in trouble to a sign of being dishonest. In addition, if you receive false by promises, fish this down is common story, and in not actual environment, you might be trying to parties or explanation. On the other hand, Kimo is also a design distribution, and although he is not guilty, if he is not involved in the fraud and false as all, he will be subject to compensation for damage in civil law due to the acts of a toxic environment. According to Sonny's he is in contact with a person who is distributing the money, and for this time being, I would like to continue watching the further development. Even if the investment trouble is solved suddenly, it seems that the one of them is unavoidable. Because most people them have already been discontinued or stopped, causing risk deaths of trouble to the officer. Kimo store a hostage investment trouble have come to the force. TV and radio station had more to respond, and the discontinuation of the two brothers managed to Kimo have been noticed at that time. The brothers have been decided to be discontinued. A variety of them articles which have been broadcasting October last year, and the information brought them with information like Kimo's broadcast for Apple in 2019. Our academy is in that the yellow broadcast will be recorded last month, and the August broadcast will recorded this month. Before recording for August, Kimo angrily consulted him that he would like to forgo the PLC due to full price condition, as it seems that he called this is as still T2. Therefore, Kimo has asked Academy. The last broadcast on July 26 will appear in the broadcast, and the broadcast will end in August. And it is said that adjustment being made to broadcast a new broadcast from September. On the other hand, with current information like Kimo, the broadcast will be discontinued on the 23, and the new broadcast will be broadcast from August. Kimo has been absent from the broadcast since the 19th and will not appear in the final episode. In addition, Kyoto will broadcast the broadcast explain the reason for discontinuation of the broadcast as company reason. In addition, habitual natural mass and the available which appears on broadcast on July 15, which were recorded on June 28. Regarding the recording of the broadcast on July, testing on 22 and 29. It is that he has been due to security reasons. Our radio said that he would like to sign on automation in consideration with the office is rigid. In addition to this, Kimoto also has a lifestyle, and he has appeared in broadcasts such as Amber News Show and Oscar Lover, Oscar Chris Neil, common knowledge. Its past status is up. Therefore, them will be supported in the photo. Once Shorty Kigani reported to Mayor Harvard, we are currently confirming the facts, so we will refrain from comments on Mr. Master. He asked and this not likely whether he fall refrain from performance as activity in responding to the approach. And how according to Dalamas and sport movement that supported the trouble to Kyoto. Kyoto is a talent of Hitler in Taiwan and other officers. We asked the staff and other to sign. They shows an environment and solid environment, and although we collected the total of more than 500 million shares, it's example the person who is converted to yell the few away, and Kim has no money and cannot return to the investor.